Elon Musk and Neuralink want to cut off the top of your head and put a chip inside your brain. Are you going to let them? This is Around the Blockchain. Thank you for joining. Hit that like button, guys. We got 4 phenomenal guests on today. I'm not even kidding. We're going to go start bing bong. On the top left, we have Frankie Candles. Frankie, you're not huffing any neon today, are you?
I don't think so. Not today. I'm taking the day off.
All right. We had a crypto CEO getting involved with, cocaine. So I just wasn't sure. I'm just making sure. Also on today, we have RiceTVx. Rice, how are you doing today? I heard you and Blood had a spicy stream.
Yeah, we had a great live stream. I definitely encourage people to check it out. We did it on both of our channels. And just real quick, I just want to put it out there that I'm here, and that doesn't mean I've taken sides in this ongoing dispute between Ben Armstrong and Hit Network. I'm staying neutral until more information is provided, and I don't want anybody to think by me being here I'm not in support of Ben. I don't support either, and I'm just here because I enjoy the show.
Well, gee, thanks, Rice.
All right, Rice. You
start
get
him at -2 points. Yeah, -5, -7.
It's all good. It's all good. I've won the last 3 episodes I've been on. I'm good for a loss.
Also on today, we have Crypto Blood. Heard it was real spicy. We're not talking kimchi recipes. How are you doing today?
Hey, man. As long as I'm in the red box, I'll keep coming on. I don't care if the world is ending. If I'm in the red box, I'm here.
All right, +1 for the good vibes. And then I couldn't tell if that was real wheatgrass popping out of the side. Oh, what you got going on over there, Jake? But how are you doing today? Jake Claver.
Bless, man. Appreciate y'all having me on.
Beyond Broke, fantastic moniker. I love the name right there. Did you not sell your alts in 2021?
That's exactly what happened.
Hey, all right. You're starting with 2 points because me too. All right, and Owen, we got to fix that bottom. We need that cocaine CEO on the bottom right. All right, let's get right into Neuralink and Elon Musk. He just got approved, folks, for human testing. No, for the recruitment for the human trials. You may remember back in May, they got the first in-human clinical study was approved, but now they're putting out the release form and people get to now sign up to get the chip put inside their brain. Patients who participate will have to undergo the invasive brain surgery. And the first product is a brain implant that's going to help people with severe paralysis. So that is the first marketing attempt here is for people with severe paralysis, and they can control external electronics with their brain. Think about moving a mouse cursor or typing digitally. There's no word yet on the robot arms, robot legs, or wyvern wings. That might be kind of cool too. But all right, now Frankie Candles, we've actually we used to live together. We've kind of talked, just philosophically about the brain chips. I want to ask you, when we look back, there's 50 years in the future. All our kids and grandkids have the chips inside of them. Are we going to look back? Is this a net positive or a net negative for humanity?
That is a hard question. I will say this for these first trials going out for people who, have severe paralysis. And I've heard Elon Musk talk about how they're first going to release it out to help people with disabilities, right? He was saying that it can help people fully restore their eyesight if they're blind. It can make deaf people hear. It could literally cure almost any ailment is what it sounded like, right? I'm sure there's limitations to it, but to make the blind see again and make the deaf hear again is pretty wild. And I think it would be a net positive in that aspect. I think as soon as they start to roll it out where, we're basically already cyborgs, right? Everybody's got a phone. And, it is attached to our hand so much to the point where pinkies are literally deformed from holding phones. I don't hold my phone that way, so my pinky is still intact. But, I think once it gets to that point where we just basically dissolve the physical handset and just move everything into our brain, where we're checking text messages, we're able to read each other's minds, communicate without actually speaking. I think that's where you get the net negative. But for this first trial coming up, I think that's a net positive to help people with disabilities, especially if it's as effective as Elon Musk says.
That's the future right there. You'll be able to, get your buddy to send you some pizza. Actually, we have a mock-up. Do you have the hand with the chip? This is the V2 model going to be coming out. That isn't out yet, but I think that's the next step of evolution there. Now, RiceTVx, I don't think you're going to be signing up for the alpha test, the beta test. 10 years from now, I think you're still going to be rejecting it. My question to you, though, what about the rest of society? When do you think it will be the norm to get a chip? Is this something, are people getting a little too worried because this is, maybe only 50 years away? Or do you see it closer, like 10 years away, 15 years away?
Good questions. Thanks again for having me back on. I don't own a VR headset because I don't want to get sucked into that world. So I'm definitely going to be staying away from a Neuralink.
Lawnmower Man
now,
style.
This is to me like a soft launch by offering like real use case to help people, because this particular article is talking about building a brain implant that aims to help patients with severe paralysis that can control external technologies using neural signals. And I think that's obviously a real good use case. If you have somebody who's paralyzed, who's not able to move, and this could actually help change their life, that's a good thing. Now, with that soft launch, you're going to hear all this positivity about how it's given these people who are paralyzed a way to actually do things. It may be limited to what they can and can't do, but it's going to allow for them to do more than they could before. And that's going to kind of build the sentiment of this being a good technology. And then we're just going to hear more stories, more studies being done of really good use cases for it. And then they're just going to really push and implement it on a commercial basis to all the consumers, because that's ultimately the goal, is for all the consumers to have these things in their head.
All right.
So
and
if you want to be one of those people, be one of those people.
Sign up. Go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and sign up now.
I mean, so look at WorldCoin. Look at how many people signed up, offered to sign up for WorldCoin and have their eyeballs scanned for just a little bit of tokens.
I went down to downtown Atlanta. Yeah. I scanned my brown eye for them.
I know people with the VR headsets that now are watching movies with other family members, and they live in close proximity. They could actually get together and actually go to a movie theater, but they're choosing to sit at home and wear their VR goggles so they can be in the movie theater together. And that's not the world that I want to live in, but more people are accepting that. So I definitely see a lot more people accepting the brain chip than versus those that say, hell no.
Yeah, it reminds me of, I think it was Korea or Japan, where it's like the robot kiss, and it was like your lips would mimic those lips, and it feels like a robot lips are touching. World's biggest shout out to Crypto Billy. 50 gifted memberships for the super subs in the chat. So Crypto
Billy's
Billy.
Good, people. Nice. Billy, see you in Vegas in 2 weeks.
Can't wait. Billy, I'll be there as well. Make sure you run up to me and let me know.
What's going on in Vegas? Why
we have NFT LV, the new CNFT con. All right. Well,
I'm going out for Silver Symposium as well. Mr. G. Edward Griffin's going to be there.
All right. And hey, I might go see the fight. Charlo or Camelo, something like that.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So that'll be pretty fun. All right. Well, Crypto Blood, I want to ask you, what would it take for you to volunteer? Would you never volunteer? What if you were blind? What if you were paralyzed? What if it tripled your trading profits? What would it take for Crypto Blood to go ahead and do it?
Frankie, I said, that's exactly what I was going to say. Frankie, no, he's going to go ahead and take that Fibonacci 4,000 chip. That's going to increase his profits by 4,000%. You know he's going to take it. I would do it if I were white.
Okay, do you want to expand on that one?
You should get extra points for that.
Yeah, I should. So I don't I would not experiment with any of these things until it's been proven. You've had enough trial data, like something else that we tried the trial balloon and didn't get enough data, and we saw what happened with that. So no, CB is not trying to get into anything that has to do with testing on humans. I'm scarred, remember the Tuskegee Airmen experiment, ladies and gentlemen. Do a little
throwback,
do a little history check on that. But yeah, I'm not doing it, DZ. Can't do it, won't do it. See you next time.
All right. Can't stop, won't stop. The Neuralinks, though, maybe. All right. Well, last question on this topic here. Jake, what if you have the Fibonacci 4,000? What if everyone has it and they're at a severe advantage? They all have the Fibonacci 4,000. They're all able to just learn languages in a half second. They can glow in the dark. Everybody is at an advantage. Would you then do it, or would you still be on the fence and maybe hesitant?
I'm up for it. Yeah. Everybody else here don't want to do it. I'm up for it. I think it would give you a significant advantage.
What would it take? Would it take what if it was just 10 seizures. IQ points? 10 IQ points only. Would you then do it?
I think that if it works better than ChatGPT and you're able to access the internet and you're able to pull that information almost immediately and then be able to communicate at an even higher level with other people, like so Rice was on this, right? He said that everybody's going to be doing it. And imagine if you didn't have a phone today. Okay. Like, what disadvantage would that
It's
put
such
you
a
at?
beautiful
compared
fucking
to
thing.
everybody else?
Excuse my language.
All right. Well, yeah, I think you're bringing up a good point. Yeah, it would eventually it would be so ubiquitous with society, you'd be like an Amish person walking around.
Yeah, and maybe
Nothing
that's a
against
couple
Amish.
Shout out
decades
to
from
the
now.
Amish, though.
Dang it, Rice!
Shout
you bring
out to
up a
all
good
the
point.
Amish viewers
Rice, you
as
bring
well.
up a good point. You're going to get a point for that.
If you're
all right.
Amish
Well,
and you're viewing, please hit that like button.
all right.
That's
Hey,
right.
they had a lot of things right. All right. Well, let's talk about LayerZero and Chainlink. Everybody, LayerZero swaps Chainlink for Google Cloud. Is this a move away from decentralization? I want to show just two graphics for you. Well, not that one. I don't know who actually made that. No, this is the graphic. This is the LayerZero ecosystem, and this is a much abridged 1% probably of the Chainlink ecosystem. So we're talking about two behemoths in the space, especially with the infrastructure. But at the Permissionless 2 conference, LayerZero then announced their big Google Cloud partnership. So they're rejecting Chainlink's Oracle, and then they're just going to say, hey, Google Cloud, we want you to just give us all the data that we need here. Blockworks analyst Ren Kong, he had a couple statements on it. I want to read. He kind of talks about both sides here. Chainlink, it's a decentralized Oracle network, whereas Google Cloud is very, very far from decentralized. It's just a bunch of data servers, probably 100% controlled by Google. But on the other side of the coin, press on why it wouldn't be terrible, he stated, Google is a $1 trillion tech company. They're not going to rug you. I think that's pretty fair assessment there. And then another analyst saying, I would not trust Google as a company over the 3 or 5 multi-sigs that control Chainlink there. So a lot of people choosing sides here. Google or Chainlink, what side are you going to choose? And do you even have any LayerZero, folks? All right, well, Frankie, I want to ask you, this does seem like a loss for decentralization. I know it's more important to some people than others. You're just a TA guy. At the end of the day, is that going to stop you from buying Chainlink and trying to hold it?
No, not really. So kind of the way I think about this is, I talk about this a lot with regulation. And I think, obviously a lot of us are in crypto for that decentralized aspect, right? Like it's one of the most important things about crypto. It's what makes crypto. I am on that side. And again, I bring this up all the time when it comes to regulation. And because we need regulation to some degree, right, to bring in the big money. And it's kind of the same thing here. I think as we see this asset grow as a whole, and we see the big money come in and it becomes more mainstream, more well-known, more widely used, more massively adopted, I think we're going to inevitably lose a lot of that decentralization aspect of crypto. And I think it's the way the world works. And obviously as someone who's in crypto, passionate about the decentralized aspect of it, this isn't favorable for the people who really like the decentralized aspect. And I think that will always be there. But like I said, the more this asset class grows, the more we're going to see centralization kind of come in and try to step on some toes, because like this situation that we're seeing, right, switching over to Google Cloud, this can bring, obviously it adds a centralized aspect to things, which is not favorable. But, a company like Google offers a lot of really, really useful stuff, like scalability, reliability. They're huge. It's Google, right? So I do think we're going to start seeing a lot of this happen. And as we have this asset class mature, you're going to see a lot of this decentralized stuff you're going to see all the crypto people start getting really mad because, I think the more this happens, I think the more the centralized stuff is just going to start creeping in. And I think it is overall bad, for the decentralized aspect, obviously, but I think it's just a necessary evil. I think that's the way it's going to go.
I think you had a good statement there. You said big tech is going to come in and they're going to step on some toes. Well, I want to quote Mel Gibson. They may step on our toes, but they'll never step on our calves. I think that's how it goes. All right, Rice.
I think it is.
I asked Frankie, I said Chainlink, I meant LayerZero. LayerZero becoming more centralized, rejecting Chainlink, going in with Google. Will that change your desire to hold LayerZero or purchase some LayerZero? Will that flip you to the other side of the fence?
Well, I mean, I really wasn't really very familiar with the project to begin with, and I am a fan of decentralization where it's needed. And when it comes to data, we definitely need to have decentralization. But we know Google is like one of the most powerful entities on this planet and has pretty much its tentacles in most parts of our lives all around the world on an international level. So pretty much what Google wants, they're going to be able to get. And Chainlink, even though they're offering some great technology and in a decentralized manner, is not going to be able to compete with a behemoth like Google. So and I'm pretty sure LayerZero has gotten paid on this partnership. I'm pretty sure it's worked out because the biggest collector of data, it seems like, is going to be something like Google with all their different services they offer. So it just adds to their element of collecting data, and data is the new oil. We all know data right now is pretty much controlling everything. That's how they're putting together digital profiles for each and every one of us. That's why whenever you pick up your smartphone or you turn on something on your smart device, something that you talked about earlier is all of a sudden being advertised to you. So everything is listening to you, everything is building up profiles, and Google is trying to get their tentacles in as much as they possibly can. And wherever they don't have their tentacles, they're going to do their best to make sure that they do put their tentacles there.
Yeah, good point. And nice imagery with the tentacles. You know what I'm talking about there. All right, Crypto Blood. I want to pull up the chart here. We have Chainlink is gone. You know, it's had a pretty great week. It started at $6.
Yeah.
Today it's about $7. That's just all in 7 days right there. But if we hit the max, tells a different story.
Uh-oh.
You know, I've said my story many times. I don't know if I've said it to you, Crypto Blood. I ended up buying a whole bunch of Chainlink at $2, and then I sold it at $4, not 50. I did not. I sold.
Hey.
I think I actually was probably buying in the $40, thinking it was going to 100. I don't know if that's true or not. But
2020, man, 2020.
What are your thoughts about Chainlink's price? You know, Sergey. You know, everyone says, oh, the co-founder, he just keeps dumping on us and dumping on us and dumping on us. Price is never going to go up again. You're an idiot if you didn't sell at 50. Can it hit 50 again? Can it go higher? What are your Chainlink next bull run predictions?
Yeah, I think in the next bull run, it will definitely take out the previous all-time high. Because there's utility with that coin. There's true utility with that coin. It's an oracle, right? A lot of blockchain applications still use it. Here's my thing, man. DZ, blockchain and crypto was intended to be from the bottom up. So with that being said, it's going to have a slower, if you look at the growth path, it's going to have a slower growth adoption from the sense of, though, and I'm not talking about speculators, I'm talking about actual usage and utility and people actually using these applications. You're going to have a slower adoption rate, but over time, you're going to get that base built, and over time is going to beat the centralized solution. So I'm not concerned with Google and that whole situation with LayerZero. I believe that in the long run, Chainlink will be fine. In the long run, all these decentralized applications will, not all of them, but many of them will still win out because, again, it starts from the base. It's the base that builds this platform, this technology, and that's what I love about it, man. So I think this is okay. I'm not upset with this. I'm not surprised by this either, but at the same time, I'm not upset.
All right. We got a comment by Cheeks. Cheeks, let me clap back at you here. I'm new to ATB. How's the count going up? Whenever I hear a good point, or, you know, hey, they've been talking a while, I go ahead and give them a point there. All right. Now, Jake, I want to ask you a question. I'm a big Link Marine. I got plenty of stinky Linky. I got like 4.2, I think, last time I checked. My question to you is this the first nail in the coffin where Google is going to bury Chainlink? Should I be worried that everybody in the future is just going to choose Google over them?
No, absolutely not. Chainlink is the main private public place. The private enterprise oracle, right? So they have integrations with almost every large player. I think that maybe Google will acquire or utilize Chainlink protocol in the future in order to cater to all the people that do want the decentralized aspects, right? I think that's what will happen with a lot of this technology. You're going to have oracles. So people that you may not even know what an oracle is. An oracle brings data that's off-chain, on-chain, right? So in order to execute smart contracts, anything that relies on real-world data is going to have to use an oracle to pull that data on-chain and be able to analyze it and then use it. So I think Chainlink has the biggest head start in that. IOTA is kind of a public one. Most governments, I think, will use IOTA. but Chainlink, I think, is the winner in the private space.
All right, I would agree. And I put out a tweet about Chainlink. You want to learn a couple Chainlink facts? They got like 500 employees. I had no idea. All right, let's talk about the crypto CEO on cocaine. Everybody, do we have I shared a picture. I think they had a picture from the conference. So this is that I believe that's a picture from Bitcoin Miami. A crypto CEO has been sued for the hard partying at Bitcoin Miami 2022. That was, I think, from the security footage right there. We're talking about Philip Gillespie. He's a former co-CEO of B2C2, and the allegations include binge drinking, cocaine, hallucinogenics, and having relationships with a teenage intern. The lawsuit was filed earlier this month by Brad Nagella, and he was the global head of options trading at the company. He said he was fired for bringing up the CEO concerns about the CEO's behavior. But guys, this is where the story gets interesting. Brad became concerned after receiving an email. This is not the CEO, Brad, the other guy. He got concerned after he got an email from the Taiwanese woman's, the teenager's father. Emailed him, expressed a concern that his daughter was too young to be flown out to Miami and had concerns of whether or not this was prostitution. Well, then after that, Philip responded, "You weren't even in Miami, bro. So what are you even talking about?" And then Brad responded, "Hey, I wasn't there, true, but I heard it from several employees." Then they fired Brad. So this has been an ongoing situation. Lots of turns. We'll see how this plays out.
I think I know where we're going with this headline.
Yeah, we're talking about just the crypto CEO on drugs, abuse allegations.
Yeah.
Now, Frankie, was this what your Bitcoin Miami experience was like?
It's dude, you know what's funny? It's always of course it's the
yes.
option.
Are you gonna say
trading,
yes?
right?
You haven't said no yet.
So here's the thing. This does not shock me. This
he hasn't said no,
really
y'all.
does not. Yeah. Well, actually, funny enough, if you've been to, it's really a toss up between the NFT conferences and Bitcoin Miami. This does not shock me at all. As I was reading through this, it's finance is a crazy space, right? There's a lot of money going around. There's a lot of drugs going around usually. And especially, you go to these conferences and it's like the playground, right? Like this is like, oh, well, we're all out of the office. Let's go party. If you guys have ever been to a crypto conference, the parties after the conference are usually pretty interesting. I've been to some seriously interesting parties at Bitcoin Miami. So this does not shock me at all. Yeah, I mean, it's funny that it's the options trader, right? It's like the degens out there. But yeah. What was the actual question?
Look how excited he looks.
Well, wait a minute. What about the degens? Why are you going against the degens here, Frankie? The candle mafia is 85% degens.
I'm not saying I'm going against them. I'm just saying it makes a lot of sense for the degens to be out there degen. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, my question was your experience like that? You didn't say no. I think we're just going to assume yes and move on here. Now, Rice. Yeah, I'm moving on. Rice, what are your thoughts of this story? What's your take here?
Okay, so I've been to a lot of different cryptocurrency conferences, and I was telling Blood earlier in 2019 at Consensus, which took place at the Hilton, one of the Hilton hotels in New York City. There were so many different crypto enthusiasts partaking in cannabis that the cops were called, and they showed up in full riot gear, like there was some terrorist activity happening in New York City. It's definitely a part of the scene. I've noticed that cannabis and hallucinogens are a part of it. And I wouldn't necessarily say all people separate work from personal life, because as a user myself, I partake during the day. I did right before we did the stream. So, but as far as rich people like to ski, I'll keep that safe. Rich people love to ski. And it's always the nerdy ones that are doing the stupid stuff. And it's the ones like, if you look at the picture of this guy, he looked like a reject from high school, got picked on, got bullied. And now he's semi-successful, has a little bit of cash, and he's just trying to have fun with his life. He was in Miami. And one thing that Miami is definitely well known for is their skiing.
All right, I'm actually going to pull up
climate. Perfect climate.
I'm pulling up a photo live of him.
Definitely.
All right. Okay. All right. Well,
he looks like he would have been a little dork in high school.
Not a
got some money. And here's the thing: as long as that girl was technically of age and legal, tough titty to the daddy.
All right, and with that, you go 1 point above Frankie. All right, Crypto Blood. Do you think Brad just looking for a payday since he was fired? Do you think?
Probably, but I
Okay.
don't really know why he was fired, bro. Like,
they actually have a. I'll quote to you while you answer. I'll have a quote for you in a second.
yeah, the United States is the #1 consumption or consumer of booger sugar. So, is it any surprise? Like, come on now, guys. Let's pick something else to fire him over. He was just having a good time down there in Miami. So hey, he was 2 Live crew down there. You know, he was getting it in.
Okay, all right. Just maybe having too good of a time there.
You reminded me, like, the 2 most found substances on a dollar bill, US dollar specifically, is the snow material and fecal matter.
That's right. Oh man, I didn't know that.
All right. Here we have the reasoning that they gave. Within a few weeks, his own position became untenable. He said a subordinate quit rather than take a promotion. But the CEO, the other guy, Gillespie, saying this is an ongoing case. So they're keeping the statements to a minimum here, but they're basically saying he was just in over his head and just
fire Gillespie for the last name. Horrible last name. Get out of here.
Yeah. We don't like the last name.
We gotta need someone else. No, Gillespie.
Go to
Gillette.
Change it.
Shave your face.
Yeah, you got to say sorry to your father. I'm rejecting your family name, but yeah, you got to do something there. Jake, I think, you have the look. If I'm just going to be frank, Jake, you have the look. Does finance have a toxic culture?
I think it can. I know some skiers. You can get involved with whatever you want to get involved with. When you're at those occasions, right? Been to lots of after parties, and that's always around. And
hey, don't admit it. Don't admit.
I'm not saying I do that. I don't
admit.
But there's other people that do partake in the skiing. So I don't know why the other guy got fired. That don't make any sense to me. He didn't do anything wrong. He just kind of pointed out what was going on, and then it seems like they clapped back and took his job. It's press and it's out in the public now, and then that reflects poorly on the company. So, is what it is. There's lots of situations like that. Just misunderstandings that are going on in the space right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, guys, we know this isn't, major news. This is more just a fun story to kind of talk about.
You just skied before you got on here, didn't you?
No, Jake didn't. But Jake, I mean, you look like a finance bro, not any kind of other insinuations.
Those are the main ones that crush rails.
Those are the skiers, man.
You just insulted Jake with that one, DZ.
Well, hey,
I'm okay with being the finance bro. I manage a digital family office. That's fine.
Yeah. He looks like a young VP at Goldman Sachs, and I mean that in a good way. But yeah,
those
if you think about it, those are the ones.
Those
are the ones.
You're still missing it, man.
Those are the ones. Dang it. Dang it. All right. Well, you know what? I walked right into that one. All right. Well, it looks like Rice. Dang it, Rice. I thought you were going to lose this week. I really did. I thought Frankie was going to steal it from you, but then you had some hot takes on the party culture there.
Rigged.
All right. Well, Crypto CEO
here's what I want to do, because I think that we've all interrupted Jake like so many times, and I'm not sure if this is Jake's first time on. But as a gentleman, I want to let Jake have it. I won, but I want to let Jake speak.
Jake, what we do at the end of the show,
subscribe to my channels and everybody else's. The links are in the video description for all of our channels. Make sure you subscribe, follow us on our social medias. And Jake, it's for you, brother.
Hey, Tony D with the $2 super chat. Jake, go ahead. Gives about 10, 20 seconds. Parting thoughts.
Couple things. So I run Digital Ascension Group. It's a digital family office specialized in digital asset liquidity events. So if you make $20, $50, $100 million in crypto, we have all the professionals across the U.S. that can help you manage that wealth. And then Beyond Broke is the mastermind group that we have, and we run private funds through there. So you guys are on point. I'm the finance guy, and I'm okay with that.
Oh, wait a minute. Hey, sometimes you can't judge a book by cover. But Jake's been a wonderful time here. Yeah, make sure you check out. We have links in the description below. You can check out all the stuff. And also big shout out to Linqto, where you can invest like an accredited investor while just being a normal Joe like DZ. You don't have to pass some weird test. And Crypto Blood with the best gifts, as always. We're just going to end with a woo!